And we have our garnishes. Now let's come on over and do the smothered steak. This is delicious, and you're going to be very happy with the end result because it's so fast and easy. You're not going to believe how fast I do it. Here is beef tenderloin. A lot of people are thinking, you can eat whole beef? Real beef? And still be low fat? Yes, absolutely. We're going to take, this is just for 4 pounds, and let me get a knife. Beef tenderloin is very, very low in fat. We're simply going to cut this into 4 steaks. There you go. And beef tenderloin is expensive, okay? Usually they're long beef tenderloins. Have the butcher cut it for you into 1 pound steaks for you. Oh, is this going to be delicious with the onions and the green pepper. Now something I like to do is I like to spray my crock pots with non-fat cooking spray. Let me put this over here so you can see easier. This is in the Busy People's Low Fat Cookbook. Just call the number on your screen. Here we go. We're going to spray the crock pot with non-fat cooking spray, and the reason why I do that is just to make cleanup easier. The faster the cleanup, the more time I have to relax with my family afterwards. And we're going to take the 1 pound of whole beef tenderloin that I just cut into 4 pieces. We're going to take 2 large onions, just quarter them, and separate them. Okay, so that way they'll cook a little easier. Then 2 large green peppers cut into 3/4 inch strip. Just cut your ends off and slice it down really easy. 1 8-ounce package of fresh sliced mushrooms. Now what I did with this is I went and bought them already pre-sliced for me to make it really, really easy. A 1/2 cup of water, 1 teaspoon of celery salt, okay, or you can use garlic salt if you want to. I like the flavor of the celery salt, and 2 packages of the dry butter buds. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to mix the butter buds with the water and the celery salt. There we go. I like to use butter buds because it gives me that wonderful buttery flavor that I love so much, but without all the fat and calories or cholesterol. 1 teaspoon of the celery salt. And actually, I should not do this right over, because why? If I spill it, what happens? I make a mistake, right? Let me get a little bowl. There we go. And then, let me show you a good way to make sure you get the right amount. Use the end of a knife and scrape it right across. And actually, in this recipe, it's not that really important. You know, if you go a little over, a little under, don't worry about it, okay? Don't sweat the small stuff, right? It's not important. If you were baking, it would be more important. We're just going to whisk this together. Now, these flavors of the butter and the celery salt are going to blend together so well with the green pepper and the onion and the mushroom. It's going to be delicious. Let's just set this all in here. We're going to put the ingredients all in together. It's that simple. The onions. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to put some potatoes in here too. I think I'm going to put a little bit of potato in because that way I don't have to worry about making any kind of carbohydrate. I don't need any bread or anything like that. So I have my vegetables here, and I'll have my tossed salad, and here I've got a lot of vegetables. Now this will cook down, okay, and then we'll just take our steaks, we'll toss it all together. Just toss it all together and put your steaks in there, and this is going to be absolutely delicious. You cook this on high for 4 to 5 hours or on low for 8 to 9 hours. And for some of you that are concerned, like, well, I don't know, my crock pot doesn't say high or low. I know, that doesn't, you seem like they should have to do this. Insert the steaks around the sides. Here we go. And just cook it. It's going to be delicious. We'll be right back with a delicious hot fudge cake. Oh, you're not going to want to miss it. By the way, the first stop is low, and then the second stop is high, for those of you who don't know, okay? Come right back. Next, we're going to make the hot fudge cake. This is wonderful. do you guys know like Frisch's, their hot fudge cake? That's what gave me the idea. And I'm thinking, Frisch's hot fudge cake, but it's so delicious. I'm like, how can I make this fat-free or low-fat? And I did it, and I'm so blessed and pleased with it. This is in the Busy People's cookbooks also, and the ingredients are listed. 1 18.25, 18¼ ounce cake mix, super moist. If you can't find a reduced fat cake mix, use super moist. Okay, super moist is very low in fat and calories. And the reason why I'm using a cake mix to start out is because it saves me measuring my flour, my sugar, the baking soda, all those ingredients. Okay, and we're gonna keep the garbage can right close. Hold on a second. Isn't it great to be right at home? This is what I do at home too. Just pull it right with me. Then we're gonna have 1 1/3 cups of water. There we go. 3 tablespoons of applesauce. And with the applesauce, you make sure you don't get the kinds with chunks in them, okay? Just a regular applesauce. This is what I'm using instead of the oil. Now, for those of you who think you don't like low fat, don't tell people that this is a low fat hot fudge cake. Does it sound low fat? Just love it. Let them love it, okay? 6 egg whites. And the reason why we're only using the egg whites is because the yolk is where all the cholesterol is, okay? Now, I already have a ½ gallon of fat-free frozen yogurt, vanilla yogurt, starting to thaw. We're going to let it thaw slightly. It takes about 15-20 minutes. Just get that started. And then take your blender, and you're going to beat it for 2 minutes. You know what I noticed? Guys like to use tools. They like to use power tools. This is something like a young boy would enjoy doing. Okay? We're going to spray our pans with non-fat cooking spray. Scrape your bowl occasionally. But it's low fat. What makes cake mixes so fattening is that we add the oil and we add the eggs. Oh, doesn't that look delicious? And nobody will ever know that you didn't put the oil in. Just don't tell them. Some things are better left unsaid. And who doesn't love chocolate, huh? Isn't this delicious? So for 2 minutes, we have one rule at our home, love only. We have one rule at our home, love only. If it's not loving, you're not allowed to do it. It's that simple. I tell the children, the whole world is filled with negative comments. You know, and some people think, oh, we're just joking, make little comments. Oh, honey, you're not as thin as you used to be when I married you, ha ha. And it's like a jab. And what that is like what ducks do. I tell people we pluck each other to death. Let's get our non-fat cooking spray. Here we go. And our pans. These are 9 by 13 pans. Now, we're going to want to use 2 9 by 13 pans because we're going to layer the cake. Plus, it also helps me cook the cakes faster, bake the cakes faster. So we have our cooking spray. You don't need to worry about flouring your pans with the cooking spray, okay? By the way, a lot of people don't realize this, but cooking spray is also a fat, but because of the consistency it comes out of, it works out really as a low-fat ingredient. Here we go. Again, the recipes are in the Busy People's Low-Fat Cookbook, and they're fast and easy to make. These only bake for 15 minutes, 350 degrees. And then what I'm going to do, I bake 2 cakes ahead of time, but I'll stick these in the oven. What I'm going to do is take the cakes and put the frozen yogurt that's starting to thaw down. Here we go. Okay, let's pop these in the oven. Let the cakes cool for 10 minutes after we bake them for 15 at 350 degrees. There you go. Let's come on over here. Here's the 2 cakes that we have baked already. I am simply going to put the frozen yogurt on top, then put the cake on top of that, put back in the oven, or put in the freezer, I'm sorry, and I'll top it with hot fudge, Cool Whip. I'll show you at the end, okay? We're going to go, I'll have everything ready for our special meal. I'm going to go get my fancy dress on. You're going to love it. There you go.